Are we live? We're live! It's a miracle! So I come in, do my normal, turn everything on, and it decides to do an update. The software that I use. I'm like, thank you. Thank you so much. I guess that's the first time that's happened. Usually updates, they ask you. I mean, I'm sure the update could have waited a couple hours or anyway. So, yeah, it's always fun to freak out first thing in the morning. How are you? Music. Let's see. Get it back to the beginning part. I need my calming jazz today. Ooh. Anyway. Yeah, so that's how my Friday started. Oh, come on. That's a Monday start, not a Friday. Anyway, hello. I'm drinking the calming stuff, the tea, coffee. I have tea that I call coffee. I treat it like coffee. It's basically like having a cat and trying to teach it to fetch. Yes, but it actually tastes really good. All right, I'm gonna try to focus here. Let me sign into the chat. And I welcome you. I welcome you all here. In spite of my crazy start this morning, we're going to do two 25-minute writing sprints. Promise. We're going to be productive. We're going to get some words on the page. Let's see. Yeah, the music is working. All right, I just better double check if anyone can hear me. You always worry with an update, right? But I'm here. I am still on time. I will start the sprint on time. Yeah, I'm still crazily trying to finish my next book. I shouldn't do it crazily though, right? Yeah. There's no pressure. It's just me wanting it done. And I will. I'm getting there closer every second. All right. It's working. Cool. All right. It's all working. I can relax. And how are you? I hope this fine day is treating you well. So far, I mean, it was good until, updates will happen. Now that I know that it'll do it without asking me, I guess I'll have to start tuning in a little bit earlier because you never know when those can happen. And of course, that was the first time, so I don't know how regular they are. Lesson learned. We'll see if I can stick that into the old brain and remember. Check in early. Just turn it on to see if there's an update. But I'm going to really focus today. I know I say that a lot, but I am going to really focus. Had critique group last night. Do you guys do any kind of critique group? My critique group originally came out of a long, long time ago when I had my child. I was like, I need to write for children. And then, did we go through that? We have stages like that where, depending on what your life is, you're like, I could do that. I guess when you're young and in love, I want to write romance. I don't know. I did go through that phase too, but I joined the Society of Children Book Writers and Illustrators, and I had a critique group. I mean, that group, I ran a critique group, and when I left them, because I knew I wasn't technically gonna just write for children, and I don't know, there's a whole rigmarole. The problem is with any organization, if you hang around long enough or not long at all, they want you to run things. So I did my turn of running things, and then I was like, I need to. At some point, all you're doing is running things, and you feel like you're not actually writing. But I met a lot of great people, which is the great thing about joining any group. And the critique group that I had been part of for a long time, with that group, I just started inviting those people over or actually we used to just meet at a coffee house for a long time. And then we're like, just come to my house. I can make coffee. And we did that for a long time. And of course, then with the lockdown, we couldn't meet. So we just started doing it online, which actually were much regular showing up. It's a good thing. So anyway, I've got notes. I hope you've got what you're going to work on. Shall we get started? Yes, I hear you. On your mark, get set, right. So our first 25-minute writing sprint is going. Great. I got those notes. Not too many, but enough to help me get started when you're first thing in the morning when you're cold. When cold as in my brain's cold. It's a good way to wake up. If I find what I'm looking for. It is here somewhere. I must have minimized it. I can't find it. There it is. Excuse me. This is the time remaining in our writing sprint. I haven't spoken enough yet. Good morning for anyone joining me. Jump on in. We're going to do another 25-minute writing sprint right after this one ends. So if you just joined me, you can jump in and get your feet wet and get ready for the next one. 2 minutes. Make the most of it, she said to herself. It's usually just me here. I mean, technically, it's just me here, right? But I'm saying it to you too. Make the most of it. Alrighty. We did it! Hooray! How'd you do? Finish your thoughts, save your work. Get it all in a good spot so you can start fresh. We take a little 5-minute break here, or so. I guess I didn't quite start on time. I'll try to get us back on time. So I am closing in on the target of finishing this Cozy Mystery book. I mean, technically, I always like to finish stuff within a month. Like that's sort of like a deadline every month to see how much I can get done. It's Friday. That means I have 2 more days, plus today. Today still counts. I don't know. I mean, I don't want to rush it. I technically... I want to spend several days just prepping it, and I'm still writing the ending. I'm in chapter 9, technically. I'm editing chapter 8, and there's only 10 chapters, so I'm right there. I'm so close. I might technically be able to say, yeah, I think I should technically be able to say I finished the manuscript in February, but I will still be working on it next week, doing some editing. This has a good feature. I think Word does it too, where you can, the program reads the words too, so it'll read the manuscript to me. I like to set that up and listen to it and read along. It's a good way to catch some errors. And then I have to send it off to my editor, who is really talented in finding other mistakes. And after that's all done, and I make corrections, I can publish it. Yay! So that could take longer than a week. So it won't get published until March. So that was a goal that I did not make for February, but I was sidetracked by doing a lot of podcasting. So, it's a give and take. You make some progress someplace and you lose it elsewhere. But it's good. It feels good to get to the end. And I don't know what you guys do, but when I get a book completed, I always like to go back and read it through a couple times, especially with mystery, to see what have I just assumed that people knew what was going on, or just sort of see the holes. There's always holes. So yeah, it might take longer than a couple more weeks to actually be able to release it. But you got to do that work too, all different stages. But I have had good progress. Good progress. And of course, my mind is already on to the next thing. It's very hard. You look at this shiny object over here. Not over here. By the way, this book is one of my new shiny objects. I wrote this several years ago. It's about a teenage girl who gets transported into a graphic novel. So it turned out I thought this name Pippa Minx was one of my pseudonyms, my pen names for writing something sort of romantic. And after I wrote this first installment, because this is short, really short fun reads, and I was just going to whip them all out. And I realized it was more YA. Not I was sort of going for new adult, and I wrote it without too much thought about what genre it was, and it turned out it's not really that romantic. It just has a little romance, So it turned out I felt like it was very much a YA story. So this cover doesn't really, well, I guess it could be YA, but it does sort of seem like there's lip lock and a kiss, that maybe it's a romance story. So I'm going to rebrand it and write more in it. I actually have a book too that I didn't finish. And these are very, very short books. But so that's something that's fun. I found an artist on Fiverr, and I'm working on this cover, a new cover for this. And then I also found another artist to do another story that I haven't finished. It's going to be a paranormal mystery. Anyway, so many things to do. And that's what I mean about shiny objects. It's like, ooh, this looks good. Ooh, this looks good. So I have to be really careful to complete what I'm just about to complete. And I will. I'm focused on getting that done. But I am queuing up a bunch of fun stuff. And then, of course, I got this other great idea, and I started writing it, just like at the end of the day, about 11 o'clock at night, I'm like, hey, let's see if I could do anything with this. So that's just fun. Just a fun little mental thing, right? That keeps you up. And I think something's there. So yeah, so that's now on the agenda as well. Plus, I do need to get back to and do another podcast. So much to do. So let's get going with the clock. I hope you have many good things queued up as well. And let's get you writing. What do you think? On your mark, get set, write. Ta-da! I love my timer. Anyway, this is our second sprint. The last one of the morning. But I hope it launches you into a day of creative productivity. Battery power critically low. Oh. My earbud power is low. I'm like, my phone charged? I forget how to plug this in. There must be a cord. That's not it. Force it in, man. Okay. That could be it. Or not. I'm sure I put it in this drawer. Too many cords. Go back to the old school way of listening to things. I think it's working. Monitoring. Oh, Sergio! Good morning! Okay, it's working. Oops. Oh, sorry. Hit the whole screen there. Alright. Hey, Sergio! How are you feeling today? Hope your energy's back. Oh, cool. Well, I'm glad you're back at work. Yeah, I don't know how you're trying to send me a message, but technology does get the best of us sometimes. Thanks for checking in. I appreciate you. I'm assuming the message was just to say hi. I hope you have a good day. I don't know if this is coming up on is your Friday a real Friday? I know some people have different work weeks where your actual weekend days fall. But I appreciate you checking in. And I hope you're doing okay. I'm not sure how much you'll be able to listen to, so I better type something to you too. Ooh. All right. Just under 9 minutes left. Let's make it happen. Or count, however you want to look at it. Let's make it count. I'm trying to plug a hole. Not a hole. I'm just trying to see. When you're jumping around from chapter to chapter, you're like, did I mention that enough? Yeah, I mean, this definitely needs a reread. You know what? I'm just going to make a note because how do I want to say it? Just need to reinforce a point sometimes. Okay, we'll see. I kind of just need to finish up the rough draft part before I start fixing all the holes. Don't want to hurt my momentum. Oh wow, it's almost time. I can hear the garage door opening because my son's coming over for breakfast. Isn't it fun sometimes when the kids like to see you more after they leave home? It's wonderful. I'm gonna let the time count down here. I've got to a pretty good stopping place and I'm very happy with the success of my sprint, both my sprints. How about you guys? I hope it was wonderful and that you are ready now to just keep riding if you can, or found a good stopping place that you can come back to later. Anyway, I wish you well and all the best, and I hope you can join me again on Monday when I come back to you at 8 a.m. Pacific Standard Time to do 2 more 25-minute riding sprints. I'm here every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, and I hope you can be too. Thanks for joining me.